Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Beautiful Seeds. And we are going to be talking about what to expect when you begin to change. And with Ramadan coming up, inshallah, a lot of us are wanting to really accept this month fully, embrace it with both of our arms and every part of us. We want to, inshallah, come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we want to be the best version of ourselves, really. And with all of that, what that means is that things are going to change, right? You are going to change. And there are a few things to expect when you begin to change for the better. Specifically, I'm going to mention 4 things, and then I'm going to give you a couple of tips, a couple of small things that you can do in order to make that change a little bit easier for you, inshallah.
Beautiful seeds, you are the masterpiece.
So first and foremost, the first thing that you're going to notice is that there's this resistance. It's something called cognitive dissonance. And you know what the right thing to do is because you've been shown this new way of doing things, right? But you just can't do it. At least you can't do it without feeling all those icky feelings, right? All those icky emotions. And there's all of these things which just keep coming up and all of these blocks. But the thing which happens is when you have this cognitive dissonance, you are forming a new pattern and it's overwriting the old pattern. And these two patterns are existing together and they clash, right? There's this clash of your thoughts. There's this clash of your feelings, of your ideas. And that's the first thing that's going to happen when you begin to change, because you're implementing this new way of doing things, but then you're being blocked by the old way of how you used to do things. And that is why it is so difficult in order to do those new things, in order to become a better person, inshallah. So the second thing that is going to happen is that you're going to have blocks. You're going to have blocks around you. I call this blinders in my book, The Woke Writer. But they are blocks, right? They are things which block you from achieving your growth, from achieving and becoming that better version of you. And these blocks can come in the most bizarre forms, right? Sometimes they can come in the form of people, of things, of emotions, of thoughts, all of these things. They can come in so many ways. You can probably name a few of your own. The third thing that's going to happen is that you won't feel safe. You'd think that when you're going on this path of change and you're trying to come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you're trying to really grow as a person, that you're going to feel better, right? But in the Quran, subhanAllah, in the very first verse of Surah Ankabut, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He tests those who believe. And that doesn't happen before they believe. Of course, we are tested constantly, but some of the tests become harder after we believe. So when we begin to make that change in our lives, when we begin to try and improve ourselves, we won't feel safe. And in fact, you're going to feel a little bit sore. I know that's such a strange way of labeling an emotion, but it's almost like your body also feels a little bit sore, but you know deep down that it's right, that what you're doing, the goal that you are trying to achieve, you know that it's right. And what's happening is that you're going through a shift. It's a massive shift. And of course, there's going to be resistance, right? So that's just something to expect. So the first thing to expect is the cognitive dissonance, that there's two beliefs that clash with one another, and you're trying to go with the one which you know to be true. And facing something like this is like you are changing your whole brain to be wired a new way, and there's so much friction. And that comes to the second thing that will happen, which is the blocks. These blocks can come in the form of people, toxic people who are beginning to feel a little unsteady because you're changing. It can come in the forms of things. Maybe you're unable to do certain things and that you want to do, and things keep happening and you just don't understand why. And then these blocks can also come in the form of emotions which are so powerful that it almost feels like, hey, this means I have to stop doing this because it isn't good for me. But it's part of the process. And another way that these blocks can come up is in your thoughts, right? You can have intrusive thoughts. You can have it about other people. You can have it about yourself. It can come in so many ways. It can be the inner critic or the outer critic. And the third thing that will happen is that you are not going to feel safe. You will not feel safe. You will feel sore. In fact, a little bit raw as well. I promise I'm not going to go into a poem right now, but you're going to feel like you're going through a shift, right? It's a huge shift and there's going to be resistance. And the fourth thing that is going to happen is self-sabotage. And it's going to come up. And what you can do, actually, subhanAllah, we're going to go into all of that, what you can do very shortly, but self-sabotage can come up in so many forms. It can come in, for example, overworking, forgetting what the whole purpose of what you're doing is. It can come in feeling like you can't do anything. It can, your body almost feels like it's lethargic, like you can't move, and you're feeling this pressure on your whole body and your mind, and you just don't feel like doing anything. It can come in the form of distractions. It can come in the form of focusing more on other people and trying to please them and giving them the platform, when really what you're trying to do is build yourself, right? You become outward focused again, and it can come in the form of people pleasing. It can come in so many forms. We all have our own forms as in plural, of self-sabotage. Now, alhamdulillah, there are things that we can do in order to make that change that we are trying to make a little bit easier. And the first, and this is your one small thing, inshallah, the first and the most important thing is to take small steps. When you take small steps, your nervous system, which is irregulated because of the changes that are happening to it, and your brain is part of your nervous system, by the way, is something which is irregulated and it's feeling like it's all over the place, and your thoughts are feeling very chaotic, and you're having all of these thoughts, or you're not having any thoughts at all. Maybe you're feeling numb. But when you take small steps, what that does for your nervous system is it wires you, it's rewiring you in order to go toward this new way of living, this new change. And it's just through doing a small step. Example of your goal being to read more Quran, right? And you can do even 3 minutes a day, 4 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, and just kind of build up on that every single week and just be consistent with that. And with that consistency and with that small feat is going to come great leaps. I promise. Again, I'm not going to go into a poem, but huge changes can happen just by taking those small steps, and they might seem insignificant at this moment. In fact, subhanAllah, most and all of the episodes that we've done so far are all about those one small things that we can do, right? So taking those small steps in order to achieve your big goals. And when you stick to it long enough, inshallah, you will look back in a few days, in a few weeks, in a few months, or even in a few years, and you will see what leaps you have taken because you stuck to it and you continue doing those small steps, and your nervous system is used to it. You have rewired yourself, inshallah, and that is what we are working towards, because we want this to be a life change. All of the good things that we want to do through Ramadan, we want it to be something that is longer lasting, inshallah. And another small thing you can also do is surround yourself by people who are on your wavelength, those people who are on the same path as you, and people who are growth orientated, and people who will support you. Because when you have a supportive community around you, it's almost like as if you become unstoppable by Allah's permission. So just make sure you have those people around you, because a lot of the times, the reason why we don't grow, or the reason why we don't keep our changes in ourselves for the positive longer lasting than just a few weeks or a few days, is because of the people around us. And whether we like it or not, however much we love them, however close they are to us, they have an impact on us. So when we surround ourselves by people who are positive, people who are trying to grow, people who love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and will remind us of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we become more motivated, and it becomes almost like you help each other, right? And it's like walking into a musk shop and walking into a blacksmith. When you walk outside of a musk shop, the scent and the perfume and the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scents around you and fragrances are like those people who you surround yourself by, who are inshallah trying to push you to be better and trying to do that with you as well. But when you walk into a place which is dark and which is full of coal and soot, and it's negative and it's clinging to you, the smell, that's like the kind of people who you're around who will pull on you, and they will pull you down if you don't say no, inshallah. So now, inshallah, that's another small thing that you can do. Surround yourself by these people. And if you don't have those people, one person is enough, inshallah, even if that person is you. Even if that is just you supporting yourself on your journey, inshallah. And then with time, the people will come and they will come around you, inshallah. Okay, so Jazakallah khair for being here with me. May Allah bless your Ramadan. May Allah bless your day and your week. And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Everyone have a beautiful and blessed day.